Hi guys, it's Lauren Ashtyn from the Greenville Children's Hospital, and I've just met the most awesome new friend ever, Brynn, and I would really love to kind of let you guys know kind of her story and how important the service dogs actually are for the Greenville Hospital. So first of all, I'm so glad to have met you today.
Yes,
and I feel a lot more kind of educated on what you have. And honestly, you know, I did do a tour through the Children's Hospital and learned about the 4 service dogs that they have and the importance of them being in the hospital, but really had no idea how much that it could impact someone at home. So could you just tell us a little bit about maybe, you know, kind of your journey on how you first got sick, and kind of explain a little bit of what you have, because maybe someone that's watching, you know, you could be able to help them to be diagnosed, and then we'll kind of talk about the service dog in just a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so back in 2012, I was diagnosed with mast cell activation syndrome, and that's a really tricky disease to live with because on average it takes 5 to 10 years to diagnose. But 2012, I had 30 hospital admissions alone. That was the first year I was diagnosed.
That's so crazy.
So I spent a lot of time here. They make a huge difference when it comes down to distracting you.
Yes.
So these facility dogs, there are 4 of them right now.
Yes.
And they do things.
And they do different. They all have different jobs at the hospital.
They
correct?
can all do sort of. They work in different departments and that sort of thing. But
so they're similar, but they work in different departments of the Children's Hospital.
yes, I believe so. It's like. So they could distract kids from getting an IV.
Yes.
So while you're getting poked, it's a lot easier if there's a dog there to distract them.
I even think that for me that would help, because I hate needles.
Yeah, and they're just fun to have around, because it's like when you're in the hospital, the environment can get so tense.
Well, yeah, and especially if you have to live here for months at a time. There was a point where you had to do that, correct?
I was here, yes, I had, back in 2014, an 8-week hospital stay. And that was like 7 in the ICU. But the dogs brighten your days a lot.
Yeah, and when you had first stayed here for that long of a period of time, you did not have your service dog yet, correct? No.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you got your service dog, Moose.
Yes. So I have a service dog named Moose.
And he's so cute.
He's really cute. He initially was just going to be like a family pet.
Yeah.
And he turned into being a lot more, because when he was like 4 months old, he started alerting to my condition. And we still didn't really know the full extent of what was going on.
Right.
So, you know, I had passed out on the other side of the house. And he went and got my mom.
That's amazing.
And
without being trained, really.
And led her to me, and I was unconscious on the floor.
That's amazing.
And it's really cool because he's come to visit me in the hospital before, and you can just see the bonds
that you have with him.
Because he doesn't want to leave my side.
Yeah.
Like coming to the hospital, he gets so happy because he knows
he's coming to see you. That's the only reason that he comes.
But leaving's different. He
gets really upset.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, because with what you have, you know, for long periods of time, you had to be almost secluded into the house because it's very dangerous for you to be around other people, especially if they have, you know, a sickness or something like that. And a lot of times you don't even know you're sick while you're contagious.
So
you know, so I can only imagine, you know, that dog's really your best friend, you know?
Yeah, he is. And that's
on top of that, he saved your life probably numerous times.
Yeah, he really genuinely does. Like, there have been times where I was by myself, and if he can tell me the seizure's coming before it happens, I can call someone if I'm by myself and say, heads up, things are about to go downhill.
That's amazing to me. Like, so once, you know, that happened when he was 4 months old and he went and got your mom and everything, then did y'all kind of just decide, like, okay, he needs to be my service dog? Like, this is something that...
It kind of, it was like, I think after like the 3rd or 4th time of him doing it, we're like, okay, maybe we can go further with this.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot of training.
Yeah.
And it's more like doggy manners and how to act in public.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that can be the trickier part, because like they have the alerting down.
Yeah.
And so I have like another puppy that we've got, because as Moose gets older, you know, their joints get worse. So you don't want to work a dog if they're uncomfortable. So he's learning, and he sometimes can show Moose up completely, because he beats him to it.
That's hilarious.
They're competitive. But like, and when I'm in the hospital and for whatever reason, like there have been times where they're calling rapid responses, and they've called codes, and they've called a code before while Moose was there, and it was just really, like, not only traumatic for us, but for him.
Oh yeah,
because
he knows.
Because he can't
come and help.
Wrong, he
right.
can't get to me.
Right.
And so a lot of times when I'm really sick like that or having seizures, it's too, I guess, stressful to put him in that situation.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's really great how the hospital facility dogs
come
in.
Oh, definitely.
They can come in when you're feeling, somewhat decent. But I hear stories about kids who were in sick and haven't seen them smile in like days and weeks, and a dog comes in
instantly,
and it's like a new person.
Yeah.
So
that's so crazy. Now, you were telling me earlier that you have a blog and you also do stuff on Instagram as well to kind of make awareness for your condition, just because there's so many different symptoms to what you have that it's you said 8 to 10 years before some people get diagnosed a lot of times.
The average is like 5 to 10 years, and so it took 7 for me.
That's crazy. Now,
active, and then I was continued to be diagnosed with new things.
Really? Okay. So there are a lot of other things that kind of correlate with your sickness. I gotcha. Go hand in hand. Yeah. Okay. Now, if someone's watching and they would kind of like to follow your journey, or maybe see if they have a lot of the symptoms that you have, can you just tell us how to find your blog and what your Instagram handle is so that they could also follow you on there?
Yes. So there was one story, CNN did a story back in 2015.
Yes, you were telling me about that.
Yes, it's Girl Allergic to Life.
Yes.
And so
it's funny, I think I actually had heard of that story. Yes.
It's really, it's crazy how much awareness it's brought.
Oh yeah.
And it's really rewarding because it's not easy to put yourself out there.
No.
Because people are going to try to find every possible thing that they can pick apart.
Oh yeah. So trust me, I know.
So when you hear that people have benefited from it, it's so rewarding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's so worth it.
Yeah, you do it 10 times over just to know that you've helped, because you've said now that you have four people that you know that have the condition in the upstate.
4 or 5, in the upstate.
That's honestly incredible. And you were telling me, I wanted her to tell you guys this because this completely shocked me. So it wasn't one of the ones in the upstate, but the one that your friend from Duke, can you tell them a little bit about that story just so they can know the importance of how it literally saves her life all the time?
Yes. Okay, so there's one little girl, and I actually haven't met her, but I followed her story closely. Her name is KK.
Yeah.
And she has mastocytosis, and she has a rescue named JJ, and she was trained to alert, so when KK has a reaction, she can let them know. So JJ goes with her to school, but
it's amazing.
JJ actually went into the Duke OR with KK because her doctor said they would feel safer if her dog was in the room, because I'd heard she could pick up 4 minutes
before that any
monitors.
Testing or monitors show that something is actually wrong with her. That's amazing. That is literally amazing. I mean,
dogs are incredible.
Oh,
That's why we need more of them here.
I mean, they've honestly changed. It's changed your life having Moose. I mean, and there's only right now 4 dogs at the Greenville Health Systems Children's Hospital. There's only 4 service dogs here, but they're actually trying to raise more money to be able to have more dogs here, and they're not cheap because they're trained to be so specific. I think y'all said it was $25,000 for one dog.
And then you have to think about the food and that sort of thing, just the upkeep of them.
Yeah.
So that bills. So, but it's so worth it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's so worth it.
Oh yeah.
Because it completely changes people's mindsets, and if you can be in a positive mindset, you improve faster.
Oh yeah.
So they make a huge difference for everyone.
That's awesome.
It's so easy to get just down and think, okay, this is terrible. I'm not where I want to be. But when you see the dog come in, that's smiling.
It brightens your day.
It's hard not to smile and laugh when you see them.
Yeah, and especially when you have to be so secluded, and then that, if you're just in this little room in the hospital all the time, I can only imagine that gets to someone. Especially when you're, older and you know how life was maybe before,
Yes, because I was older when I got sick. I mean, I had symptoms, but
you were 16, right?
Yeah, I was 16 when everything really just went downhill. And so I'm a 3rd-degree black belt, and I went from that to
being extremely active,
not being able to walk. And thankfully, thanks to GHS and my doctors, I've
been able to control it.
Yeah, there's been such a big improvement.
How long was it before you feel like you were regulated. And you said you're 24 now, right? Yeah.
24.
Yeah, so it's been 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like the admission started, I guess, I was gonna say only 6 years ago, but so when you look back on it, it's hard to believe that as much has happened.
Right. You probably feel some days like it's been a longer journey than 8 years, and then sometimes it feels shorter.
Wasn't that yesterday?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just really thankful to see better days, because I've listened to this radiothon every year, and this is the first year I've actually been
that you've been able to come, because you can be around people now.
I've always said, man, I wish I could go down there, or man, I wish I could be there, and
because you know how important that it is. I mean, you firsthand know, and your family knows how important that it is too. I met her mother today too, and she is literally one of the sweetest people I've probably ever met. I know you have to be so thankful to have a mom like her.
Yes, my mom's incredible, and you know, my family, I would not be where
you are without them.
Like, and the support of my friends, and just people within this hospital. They become family to you. You get close to them, and they celebrate with you during the good days, and then they're there to help you through.
Because you probably feel like they're your family too now, because you were here for so long and everything. And now she actually has a friend within the hospital. What is her name? She actually has the same exact condition that Brynn has.
So I have a little friend, her name is Ellie, and she's 11. She has the same condition as I do, and she's like a little sister to me. I love her so much.
Can you imagine how different it would have been if you had someone like you that you would have been able to relate to when you were going through probably the worst part of it? I mean, that's what you're doing for her. You probably have no idea how much that you really mean to her.
It's one of those things where she means just as much to me, because I know, you know, I think
you love being
Ellie,
able to give back to her.
And she's just, her personality, she's incredible, and I have nothing but great things to say about her.
That's
and
so
I
special.
forget that she's only 11 sometimes.
Yeah, she's probably very mature just because of everything she's been through.
And like, I've noticed a lot of patients with chronic illnesses grow up really fast.
Yeah, you almost probably have to.
Yeah, exactly.
How long has she been diagnosed?
I guess she's had a feeding tube for a year now, and I guess it's
probably a little bit longer than that.
3 years or so, because somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But I was so proud, because she braved like all the potential triggers and came down here, and I was able to see her, you know, outside I called it a hotel room. My friend Betsy and I, before Betsy passed away, we called it Hotel Greenville.
Yeah.
So it sounds way better than.
Because so y'all were here at the same time, you and Betsy were?
Yes, we met through Taekwondo.
Okay.
But,
oh, really?
Betsy,
so before y'all were sick, y'all knew each other?
Yes. Well, actually,
I did not know that.
The fun side story is the first time that I met her, we were at Taekwondo. It was on a push-up Saturday, as they call it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be late to push-up Saturday, or else you do a lot.
You will regret it. You will regret that.
And so Betsy and I were doing our hair
in
the dressing room.
Yeah.
And then we looked out and found out the class had started.
Oh, no.
And so we decided, okay, we can run in there and run laps and do push-ups and sit-ups the rest of the class, or we can hide out here.
Yeah.
Because we knew if
hiding out would probably be better.
Yeah, well, we were like, well, if they knew we're there, they'll make you pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but if you weren't there at all, you're not really going to get in trouble.
So we just kind of hid in the bathroom. That was the first time we'd ever met each other. We just looked at each other like, I'm not going out there.
Oh, yeah.
And that sport ended up being a huge
part of your life,
part of my life, because they've supported me so much. But
that's amazing.
I've met so many people, and just hearing so many incredible stories in this hospital, and even at the radiothon. It's really cool. But seeing all the little ones light up, the dogs. It's just like
even just the few that have walked through, you know, this part that we're in the hospital right now. I mean, they're just so precious, and this is such a good cause that we're here for.
I'm so glad, and thank you guys for being here and supporting.
Oh, you're so welcome. I want to do this every year. I mean, there really can't be a better cause than helping children. I mean, I can, you know, when you're young, you don't have control over you know, your medication or your condition or anything.
It's hard too, because like for me, like it changed my appearance. So like the steroids, like they make you swell up and gain weight, and just kind of even like the whole body image. Or,
right. And you were 16. I mean, that's a very vulnerable part of a woman's life when you're going through, you know, being a teenager.
Like you have it made.
Yeah.
And then it's a slap in the face because you realize just how much you took for granted.
Yeah.
And so now I don't take anything for granted. But I'm almost glad that it happened to me, as weird as it sounds.
I don't. I think it's because of your attitude that you've chosen to have through all of it, and you know that you wouldn't be the person that you are today without all of this happening to you. I mean, you could have had a completely different life, but that might have not. That's not the life that God had in store for you. And there's so many people you're gonna You have no idea how many people probably that have watched your story on CNN or your blog or anything that you've been able to help. I mean, you've told me about a certain circumstance that
Yeah, I received an email from a mother, like when you have a chronic illness and sometimes you can't pinpoint it, they kind of start questioning, okay, well, maybe it's psychological, maybe this isn't something
like, are you really sick,
Are you being bullied at school and you don't want to go to school, so you're being sick, like, what is it, And so it's really tough when you're that sick and kind of have people, you realize they don't believe you. And so
you feel alone.
You do. And so when you, when things start making sense, I guess I've said sometimes life has to fall apart
before it comes back together. Almost like anything in life,
unfortunately.
Exactly.
And
unfortunately,
it never makes sense in the moment, but then when you look back on it, it's kind of like, okay, well, there's where the dots connect. But I don't know. I'm just really thankful to be here and thankful for all the people who are donating and supporting.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing. Well, I am so happy that I met you here.
Same here.
I really hope that someone that watches this, is able to tell, even if they tell someone else about it, and it helps them to get diagnosed, or maybe someone will donate to Greenville Health Systems to be able to have another service dog or something like that. I really hope that your mission will get across with this video.
And more dogs.
Exactly. So if you're watching and you would like to donate to the Greenville Children's Hospital, just reach out to them. They're happy to take donations at any time. Right now we're in the middle of a radiothon, which they do once a year. And over the past couple of years, they have actually raised $3 million for the hospital. Actually, while we have been here, they hit the $3 million mark, which is huge. I think they said in total, because they do it 2 days per year, in total it was like 20 to 21 days over the past couple of years that they've worked it at all, and it's already gotten to 3 million, and that's absolutely incredible. They actually have had, she personally was kind of a part of telling her story, and someone called in and donated $25,000 towards a service dog.
This was back in, I had made a social media post, and talking about after my friend Betsy passed away, her mom wanted to honor her in a way to help other people. And so
you just kind of put the word out there.
We did an interview with Heidi Aiken on her morning show. And I made a post about it like a couple of weeks or so after, just saying, oh, well, we got this great opportunity to talk about something that's close to our heart. And someone on social media saw it and said, I want to help honor her. I want to give back. So they came forward, anonymously donated $25,000 and brought another facility dog to the hospital.
And now the dog is already here. Betsy's dog is here.
His name is King.
And he is precious. He's very, very cute. A golden retriever, right?
And as we say, he's Betsy in dog form.
Like
tongue always hanging out of his mouth, just happy. Gets everyone's attention the second he comes in the room. So
it's amazing. It can change someone's life. So if you know anyone, please donate, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. And now I have a new friend.
Yes.
Bye, guys.